Hey, this is Chris with Rekkid Talk, and I am falling to peer pressure, and I'm going to do the difficult vinyl tag as done by Brian, the embryonic robot, and a bunch of other people have jumped on. So, okay, I'll jump on. So, first of all, he wants to show you the CD long box. So, what I did is I ran to Discogs and I typed in long box in the search bar and searched my collection, and we came up with this 1991 album by Babes in Toyland Fontanelle. So we got Kat Bieland and Lori Barbero. These were pretty heavy, pretty fierce, all female, punky, grungy group out of Minneapolis. Now, and I know this is something I bought back in the day because I've had this all those years since the early 90s. So I bought this when I was in my early 20s, and the deal when I was in my early 20s was I didn't have very much money. I bought a lot of used CDs. It's possible I might have bought this used, although there's no price sticker on there. A lot of times, my used CDs that I bought back in the day still have their $3.99 or whatever price tags on them. Now you're saying, where's the long box? Well, I only remember buying a handful of CDs ever in long boxes. I have no memory of if this or any other one specifically. I never kept any of the long boxes, so I don't have any of the boxes. I never imagined when I would be the age I am now and I had a little bit more disposable income that dorks like me would care about cardboard boxes from records we bought over 30 years ago. All right, enough about that. Flexi disc. So I have this cardboard flexi disc with Alfred E. Newman on it. Maybe you can kind of see the grooves that are in there. And I found this in a box of singles in an antique mall, and I couldn't resist. This came out of some Mad Magazine book, A Mad Look at Graduation Day, and so of course I had to get that. I don't even think I played it. I didn't buy it to play it. Something with a timing strip. I have one in exactly one record that has sort of that promo timing strip. So this Columbia Records promo of Pure Pop, what's it called again? Pure Pop for Now People, sort of the American version of this Nick Lowe record. And so, and nobody ever wrote on there, so I don't know if the radio station ever played any of those songs or not, but that's a timing strip for you. So live record where you were in the studio audience as I'm losing my focus. Well, for the collector scum, I showed when I went to Mudhoney at Third Man Records, and so we're going to have to be satisfied with a Fish CD. I used to be a Fish head, although that's kind of waned over the years, but I went to the show on November 17th, 1997 at the McNichols Arena in Denver, Colorado, and because I know you all care, this is the songs they played. And did they play Wilson that day? This is one of the few shows that I went to where they didn't play Wilson. But they gave us a Tweezer, and they gave us a Jesus Left Chicago, and the like. And there's a couple bonus songs from Champaign, Illinois. I didn't go to the show there. McNichols Arena no longer exists because in America, once a stadium's been around for 20 or 30 years, we tear it down, we build a new stadium, and where the old stadium was becomes the parking lot for the new stadium. That's the way we do it. Okay, something that's not in Discogs. So some of you I've caught because some of you said, "Oh, I have this obscure thing, no local band, but I never looked it up. But it can't possibly be on Discogs." I look it up; it's on Discogs. But here's something that's by a local group. So a guy who's an English professor at my university named Tim Johns. He has a band called Kentucky Vultures, KYV, on Slewwater Records, and some random picture on the back. He's sort of a rootsier Bob Pollard. He kind of sounds like the guy from Guided by Voices. And I did look this up. This record's not on Discogs. Maybe I should put it there, but I haven't bothered to. The only thing by the Kentucky Vultures on Discogs is their appearance on some obscure cassette compilation that I don't happen to own. single in two formats. Well, a lot of you have shown like the 7-inch, 12-inch version. What I've got is the 7-inch promo single promo version. So this is The Mysteries of Life. And so they were on RCA Records for a couple of minutes back in the mid 1990s. So this was Frida Love and Jake Smith from Antenna. And of course, Frida Love had been in the Blake Babies. And this was their lead single from their debut album on the major label, Going Through the Motions, which is their best song. So you see there's a promo 7-inch on clear vinyl. And that's something I bought fairly recently. Something that I actually got back in the day was the single promo version. And if you're wondering how I got that, the story there was that I was subscribing to a magazine called Alternative Press. And what they did is when they mailed you your issue in the mail, it was inside shrink wrap, and they would throw in either some sort of promo CD or promo single. I'm assuming record companies sent this stuff to them, and they don't even think they listened to it. They would throw in a random one for you, and this is one of the random ones I happen to have gotten back in 1995 or 1996. Album with all singles, so this is going to be, again, some more collector scum. So the White Stripes, so you can see that I got my third man flag back there, so I'm actually showing White Stripes today. So this is probably, I think this was their best-selling album, Elephant. It has definitely their most popular song ever, that Seven Nation Army thing. And collector scum format from Third Man Vault, I bought this Elephant 7-inch box set. So, of course, this has all inside the box. So this is Seven Nation Army. It's on, I believe it's on red vinyl. No, it's not on red vinyl. It's on kind of a smoky vinyl. I don't know what to do with myself. That is on sort of a red smoky. There's a couple more in the box. I'm trying to get them out of the box. There's no home for you here. And the hardest button to button. And they barely fit in the box when I put them in the plastic sleeves. Yeah, I think this one is pretty much just clear. The hardest button to button. So that's 4 singles. I believe that's all the singles from the White Stripes Elephant album. Album CD bundled? Well, we've got this, we got some South Korean music here. And no, this is not K-pop. This is not the Kim Sisters. This is not Gangnam Style. This is Jambanai with some post-rock. And this came out in like 2016 when I think the whole album packed with a CD was a thing. Album's called, the English translation is A Hermitage. The new album including CD. Well, I still have the album. I don't actually have the CD. I believe what happened to the CD is that Russ from Mama's Records, who's no longer around on YouTube, but he had sent me, Pat Thomas was a Ghanaian musician. So High Life and Afrobeat from basically late 60s and the 70s. So he had gotten this compilation of Pat Thomas's music, and it came with the CDs, and he sent me the CDs. And I think I sent him, because I had sent him some stuff at one point, I think the Jambanai CD, I think, went to him. I'm not 100% sure about that. Box set in 2 formats. I don't actually have a box set in 2 formats, but I have kind of a story to go with it, so I hope Brian likes the story. So I do have the CD version of Bob Dylan Biograph. So there's 3 CDs in that clamshell, and there's the book and all that. So it's a big old Bob Dylan compilation. And then the thing was that my dad had the vinyl version of this, and when he passed away and we were going through his stuff, I got most of his vinyl records, but some of them went to one of my uncles, and I know the Bob Dylan Biograph was something that he really wanted for sentimental reasons, so he has the vinyl version. I already had the CD version, so I was fine with that. So, but if I had gotten the vinyl version, I guess I would have had two versions, unless I'd gotten rid of one of them over the years. Then finally, a song that mentions your name. So Chris, Christopher. Well, it's actually easier to do these when you have like a female, feminine name. Like I Wish I Had the Single, but like the Nails, that new wave song, 88 lines about 44 women. So if you're a woman, your name is probably mentioned somewhere in that song. Or there's that Lou Bega Mambo number 5. You could try to find your name in there. Now, if we go with sort of the feminine version of my name, it's Christine. And so there's Kiss had a song called Christine 16, but I don't own Kiss albums, but I do own Susie and the Banshee albums. And Susie and the Banshees had a single from 1980 called Christine. It's on Once Upon a Time, the Singles combination. And if you're saying, well, Christine, does it say Christine on your birth certificate? No, it doesn't. It says Christopher. Well, actually, it says Ludacris. So this is the hip hop artist Ludacris, word of mouth. And so his name was Chris or Christopher as well. And so because he's a rapper, you have to self-reference yourself when you're a rapper. You have to say your own name or your own nickname a lot. So he has to say Ludacris or Chris a lot. I actually saw him perform one time at a big festival, and it was actually pretty cool. And everybody was smoking pot. And so coming to America, most of the time when he said Chris or Ludacris, he was saying it in a context that I, as a white man, can't really be repeating. One of the lines that he said that I can repeat is, "It's ludicrous. I pack more nuts than Delta Airlines." So there's my name being used in a song. Hope you like that, Brian.